I am pleased to be before the House today to set out the work which I and Minister of State Madigan, as well as our officials and indeed the partners in education, have been engaged in over recent weeks to ensure the continued provision of education to our students throughout the COVID-19 pandemic. While schools are providing remote education at present, the resumption of in-person teaching and learning is a priority for Government, and intensive engagement continues with the partners in education to do so as soon as possible. Just this morning, I convened a meeting of stakeholders from the primary and special school sector. We are working together towards a staggered return for children in special schools and a return to school for those in special classes in primary schools and children who access SEN supports in mainstream primary classes beginning on the 21st of January. Schools will also have discretion to accommodate their most vulnerable students. I wish to acknowledge the engagement and the work of all of the partners in education so that we are in a position to move forward in this direction for the 21st of January for the benefit of all of our children with additional needs. On Monday the 11th, together with Minister Madigan, I met with Down Syndrome Ireland, Family Carers Ireland, Inclusion Ireland and As I Am. These representatives brought with them the lived experience of students with special education needs and their families, and they were united in their view that remote provision simply does not work for many children with special education needs. For these families, school is not just a building. It is a place to belong, be accepted, and a safe environment in which to thrive. Each of these representatives expressed their very clear concerns regarding the impact of school closures on their children and young people. I shared their concerns, and my department and I have continued intensive engagement with representatives of students, parents, teachers, SNAs, principals and management bodies to discuss the best path forward for our children with special education needs and those in the greatest need. As I mentioned earlier, I am pleased that we have made significant progress towards our goal in this regard. Following near daily engagement with key stakeholders in primary and special school sector, we are working together towards a staggered return for children in special schools and a return to school for those in special classes in primary schools and children who access SEN supports in mainstream primary classes beginning on the 21st of January. We continue to engage with primary and post-primary stakeholders to work towards our ultimate goal of a return to school for all students. I am pleased to note that the Minister for Social Protection also has continued funding for the school meals programme at this time to enable school meals provision to continue. This mirrors the arrangements that were in place during the school closures in 2020, when the vast majority of schools in the school meals programme put arrangements in place to ensure that pupils most in need continued to receive food parcels. I am very grateful for the efforts of school principals, staff and all who work to make this possible. Schools are being asked, where feasible, to make arrangements to continue with the provision of the school meals programme through a delivery model which suits their individual schools best. Community and voluntary support is also available to schools through the Local Authority Community Support Network programme to assist with deliveries. Contact information for these supports has been provided to all schools.